Hey folks, I'm Mike. Do you hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I like? Patreon.com/inkdependence. It keeps this blog ad-free. Hey folks, Mike here with Inkdependence, and today we're not looking at an ink. We're looking at a bag. We're looking at this bag. This is the Boundary Supply Errant backpack. And so, I want to tell you about, the outside of this bag. We'll move on to the inside. I'll tell you what I think is really great, and then I'll tell you about a couple of problems I have with this guy and with one of its accessories, because I got one of those too. So, I became aware of Boundary Supply through the Boundary Supply, Pima system Kickstarter they did 2 years ago, maybe that one was. That was a big kind of, drop a Volkswagen in your backpack sort of bag with a bunch of system stuff going on, and it was had a lot of stuff. I was like, nah, that's too much bag. I had a friend who got one. He's like, nah, it's too much bag. So I'm glad I held off. But then they started talking about this Errant bag. The Boundary Supply Errant. Man, this thing is design-wise right up my alley. This is a cool-looking, it's a good color. It's not just straight-up black, although you can get it in black. It also comes in a couple other colors. They announced an x-pac fabric, which I was all about. I love some x-pac. X-pac, if you can't see it, or if you can see it, I guess, it's this sort of you can see this cross-hatching here. It's also in my favorite rickshaw bag. Here on the orange bit, you can see the lines in there, probably. X-pac is a sailcloth sort of material. It's a laminated fabric that's got different layers. It's got this, these are Kevlar reinforcements for, slash resistance and all that kind of stuff. There's a waterproof layer in there. X-pac kind of rules. It's a little bit heavier than the standard stuff they use on here. It weighs about 6 ounces more in this version than in the regular version. But, man, design-wise, this is a good-looking bag, and I was all about it. I saw some other reviews of early ones online from, Chase Reeves, and I was like, all right, cool, I guess I have to have one. So I backed it. When they announced the X-pac, I upgraded to the X-pac backing, and I've been waiting patiently for it. And then it got here around, it got here in January, I think. So I've had it for about a month or so. And this bag is cool, but I think it's probably going to go back. It's not really for me. So, on the outside, you got all kinds of cool stuff. You've got the X-pac, of course. This X-pac version will retail at $199.99. Currently, it's on sale at $159.99. I don't know how long that's going to last. And that seems about like what I paid for it as a Kickstarter backer. So, jump on that if you want. This might be the bag for you. This is a 24-liter bag, so it's a pretty good medium size. I've got some Ospreys that are in the 28 to 30 range. I've got a little one over here that's 19. We'll see here in a sec. But this 24 is a good size. It's a good one. It is 19 inches tall. It is 7 inches deep, and it is 12 inches wide. So those are your sizes. It is 3 pounds 5 ounces in weight, which is it's not that heavy. It's heavier than some other bags I have, like that rickshaw bag, and it's not, I think, as heavy as my nomadic pack over here, but, it's a solid weight. Not bad empty. When you carry it, it carries well. It is made from, as I said, X-pac, which is waterproof and all that jazz. It sports some YKK Stormguard zippers. You'll see them around the back here and on the front pocket. This is Hypalon right here. It's got nylon. It's got 3M reflective bits. Sort of worked in. They're hard to see, but they're there unless you flash a light on them. It's made of good stuff. So design-wise, materials-wise, right up my alley. I've always been a little bit dubious about these kind of these bags with these roll tops and stuff. And this isn't actually a roll top, although it looks like it is one. So when you open this, which you do by pulling down, and then you get stopped by the zippers, this is actually just a flap on the top. So it looks like it might be a roll top, not a roll top. And you work those zippers, and that's how you get into the bag this way. It has these kind of interesting closing mechanism that I was really attracted to on their Kickstarter and in the videos. It's got these sort of nipply looking gadgets, and they go into these receivers right here, and they sort of magnetic in and then push up, right? Which is cool. It seems like it's pretty secure. It is a bit fiddly. It's actually kind of, you're not going to just slap it closed, and then it's one side always seems like it goes in, and then the other one just doesn't, and you put that one, the other one comes out. It's a little bit fiddly. That's the first thing I don't really love about it, is it's a little fiddly. On the front here, on this Hypalon part, you do have this nice YKK Stormguard zipper. Good stuff. Very nice, good zippery action here. Great zipper. And then it's like a nylon interior. It's kind of soft. It's like a soft blue jean sort of material is what that feels like, if you're not sure. or like a heavy suit cloth kind of. But anyway, it's real nice. You can throw your devices in there. It's got a couple of like little attachment point looking things up in here and here on the sides. Let's see what else. Oh, big bottle pocket on the side. This is a great bottle pocket with a nice bit of engineering here. You can see it's got a nice gusset here, and then a nice thick piece of elastic. So if you don't have a bottle in there, it kind of keeps it close and tight to the bag. So you got that going on, which I think is pretty nice. And it'll hold a bottle no problem. You've also got this nice strap up here, so if you're carrying tall things, I don't know, maybe instead of a water bottle, you throw a tripod in there, and so it's like this long, right? You can strap it down with this, and that kind of comes unhooked from this deal right here. A nice piece of metal hardware. And you can hide that away in the back if you want. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. I'll leave it here right now. All right, you can pull that tight. On the other side of the bag, you don't have a bottle pocket. You have this nice flat side with a zipper. It's got a little hood up here that the zipper kind of disappears into when you close it. That is a great detail. This bag is full of great details. So you open that, and on the inside, you have a bunch of different pockets and things. You got some pockets. You've got another one of these like little magnetic receiver guys up here. You can get a key fob that goes in your key ring. You can stick your keys in there to easily get them in and out. I think it would actually work really well with the key fob, better than it probably does with the top flap. You also have 3 or 4 pen slots. You have another couple of little pockets in here sewn in. You could just ignore all that and just stick a bottle in here if you wanted to have interior bottle storage, like throw a Zojirushi bottle in there or something. Zip it up, waterproof again. All right, so that's kind of it for the front of the bag. As far as the back goes, it's got some very nice straps going on. Let's go ahead and unhook them. You can use this included strap here. It hooks across that way. So you want to keep the straps nailed down while you hold it by the little handle. This little handle is it's pretty small. You don't feel it is there when you're just wearing the bag normally, but you can hold it. It's not. I think it's fine. I actually like it. But also, if you want to take this traveling, you want to put it on top of your rolling luggage, you can put this strap around, put the roller handle thing for your luggage on there, stand your bag up, and not have to carry the thing around the airport or whatever. So that's pretty convenient. And you can hide it in this little Velcro pocket over here on the side when you're not using it, which I think is pretty good. That pocket doesn't really do anything else. It's not really sealed. I wouldn't put any goodies in there, but it does hold that. All right. These are very nice straps. They've got a good like rubbery feeling to the inside. I mean, it's got this nice mesh here, but it's also got it's kind of bouncy. I like the way that feels. Then on the back, you have this EVA loft. Back panel, little washboard action. Same kind of thing, actually, as I have on my Osprey bags. It's got the same kind of washboard thing with a channel down the middle, which I think is a really good design. It keeps your back from getting too hot and like sweaty all the way across. You get a lot of airflow, so that's good. The sternum strap on here, right there, which is super wide at the moment. Let's go ahead and take that down a bit. Right here, it does seem to hold pretty tight. It has one of these little magnet guys on it. This is a different kind of magnet. There are magnets all over this bag, man. You just kind of push up and toward, and it will let go. These are a little bit fiddly, and I don't love them. I thought I was going to love them because they got this cool thing where you just kind of like throw it at the other side, and the magnets attract, and they have these little hooks on the inside that grab, and it's like instantly attached. The problem is that to unattach it, you have to get enough slack to like get your hand under there and then grab this tiny little tabs on the side, which are very small. They're like ½ an inch long. Grab those, and they're not textured. If they textured them, I think that would help. And then sort of just push, and it pushes up this ramp, and it disengages. Which is okay, but this is the place where it works best. There are like 2 others on here that just don't work as well. The other thing about this sternum strap is that you can totally remove it. It has these little anchor points on the side, basically. So you see, like there you got this little anchor, like a little tiny boat anchor. And what you do is you put it through one of these straps. There are about 4 different places you can put it, depending on where on your sternum you want this strap. Just push it through, and then flatten it out. In theory, there we go. And it's supposed to hold tight. The thing is, I've seen reports of this coming loose, and I've actually had mine fall out too. So if you're depending on this sternum strap, like don't hang from a cliff like Stallone or something by a sternum strap. It will let go. It could fall off. But like you know, whatever. It's probably not a big deal. And I don't really use the sternum strap anyway, so I like that I can take off the sternum strap altogether because I'm just not going to use it. The other strap that I don't ever use, at least just like walking around unless I have a lot of stuff I'm traveling with, is a waist belt. This is a nice waist belt. It's got a WJ on there. I think that's a Woojin or something like that, but good quality hard plastic hardware here. You've got attachment points on the side for these, and you push this in and you can take this whole strap off on both sides, which is really nice because I'm probably gonna. Also, it has two different sets of these straps. There's one here and one here. So depending on where your waist is or where you want this strap to be, you can put this in a different place, which I think is really a nice feature because we're not all built the same. And this pack is kind of narrow. At only 12 inches wide, it's kind of narrow and it's kind of stiff. And actually, I'm a pretty thick dude, and so it's too small for me. It rubs in the wrong places on my back. And so I'm glad I can take this off, but that's another problem for me, is just that it's not built for somebody my size, I don't think. All right, the last thing we can show you on the outside of this bag before we get inside is this. This bottom panel unzips, and you've got this material here on the inside that you can push this in, and you've got, you can cram I don't know, if you got small-ish feet, you can put a pair of shoes in there. If you have small shoes, like maybe a tennis shoes. I don't know that I could fit 2 pairs of tennis shoes in here, honestly, but like some flip-flops, I can fit some flip-flops. Also, they make a cooler as an accessory that you can put in the bottom here and like carry, I don't know, 4 or 5, maybe 6 beers in a cooler in the bottom of your bag. That's pretty cool. If you've got like a swimsuit, you can throw that in there, and it's all, you know, it's got fancy zippers and materials all around, so it's all waterproof. I don't want to get the inside of your stuff messy. And again, this goes into a little, I'm going to start calling it a zipper garage. It's got a zipper garage. How neat is that, right? That's a good design. Okay, to get into the interior of this bag, you open up the top and you can kind of reach in. This is the first time I went, uh-oh, with this bag because I was like, oh man, that is too small. Like, they've made this opening actually smaller than the width of the bag. And so there's just not a whole lot of room to get it. You can see how small that is on the camera. It's kind of small. So here's a bag. This is the Osprey Flap Jill. I don't think they make this one anymore, but it's a cool design. This is a 19-liter bag, so it's 5 liters smaller. But look at how much bigger the opening is on this one than it is on the Boundary Supply. The Errant just, it has a little opening at the top. I think it's too small. They needed to make that bigger. All right. So a smaller bag in the Osprey, but you can get into your stuff better. Also on the inside here, you'll notice it has another set of these little nipple-y guys. And then it's got a set of snaps here on the front. There's a couple more like loops. There's all kinds of attachment points on the inside here, and I'll show you what that's for here in a minute. Let's look at the other way you'll get into this bag, and probably the way you'll get into it more. There is a zipper that goes all the way around. There's another one down here, of course. Until you get to here, and they have another one of these silly magnet hook closures. I don't know what this is for. I don't know why it's here, and I don't like it. Because it's fiddly, there's no slack, there's nothing to grab. And actually, this one is different. This doesn't even have the ramp on the front. I don't like this strap. I don't know why it's here. Fortunately, you can sort of tuck it back into this this Velcro panel with that other strap that you're not going to use most of the time. Just get it out of the way. I don't know why it's there. It's weird. All right. It like keeps you from unzipping your bag, but just on one side. I don't know. And then to get into your bag, you go here. So here's the tag. I haven't taken the tags off this thing. This is that waterproof interior bit. You just kind of mush that down to the bottom if you're not using it. I saw another bag reviewed recently that had sort of a zipper compartment down there to put that in, so it wasn't just all crinkly and floopy at the bottom of your bag, but this one doesn't have that. So on the inside here, you have a fair amount of room. You see there's more Velcro in here, or some Velcro in here, and this Velcro lets you put in some of their pack bits. They have like camera bags and those kinds of things. You can like adhere to this so they don't move around, right? They're stuck. Also, you've got a pair of these very nice internal bottle pockets or something. You can roll up some clothes, put it in there. You could, I don't know, stuff all kinds of things in these two pouches. I think those are really nice. Up here at the top, you can't get to the top area of this, but you do have, because that's where those nipple-y things are. They're on the back of this. But you do have this nice sort of stuff area, which is got a lot of like this nylon stuff. It goes like this. You can put, I put my computer charger in there. It worked just fine. Then, when you're not looking at all the stuff you have in here, here's where all your tech stuff can go. And that's these two little mesh pockets, little nylon mesh pockets. But they actually have like a bit of a gusset down here at the bottom, so you get some extra material. This is a good design, folks. Take note. I don't know what these are for. These don't seem to be doing anything. There's little hypalon flaps. I mean, they look cool. I like the contrast between that and the mustard, but they're not really for anything, I don't think. Sometimes you see those and you can pull on them and it pulls a phone out of the bottom. That's not this. Also, you have another one of these little magnetic closures. This is the third one. And this one also has a ramp, so you push it forward and it lets go. The problem is that there's no slack. This thing is like right up against the top of the bag. The bottom of this is connected to this whole assembly. And so this is a pain to get open. Like, I can do it now because I've been doing it for the last hour trying to make videos, but otherwise it's tough. You have a nice big Nywol laptop compartment here. It's a pretty good one. It feels nice and soft. I dig that. And then here, there's another magnet right here. This magnet is great. They should have just left this there. You don't even need the rest of it. Or just make them all like this. And this is for your, your iPads, your iPad Pros, those kind of things. Heck, maybe a MacBook Air. I don't have one of those to test, but it looks about the right size. I do like how these sort of, just adhere themselves. That's neat. But at the same time, like I need to be able to get it open to get my stuff. I guess the idea is that if this like falls over on the edge of a table or something, your laptop and stuff won't fall out, and that's pretty good. I like that. I'd hate for my stuff to be destroyed. Oh, one more thing I forgot to show you on the outside of this bag, actually. And this is where we'll get into like some cons. There is a little zipper pocket right here by the handhold, little one of those like secret travel pockets. It's got a nice StormGuard YKK zipper, and it goes into the back panel of this bag, not the inside, but like it's a separate bit. So you can like stick your passport in there. It's about as wide as a passport. The problem with being as wide as a passport is that a passport is smaller than my hand, and so I can't really get into it. And this is a big pocket. It goes up to about here, and it goes down to about here, and it goes all the way over. But I can only get this much of my hand in there. So if I'm trying to dig in there for my passport or something with my big old meat hooks, I'm not gonna get in there, y'all. I'm just not gonna. All right. Let's take a look at the accessory bit that I got with this. Okay, so there are several things that you can get with this Errant, and the one that really appealed to me was this. Although this is not what I was expecting actually when I backed it. I was expecting something quite different because that's what they showed in the pictures, and then they changed it. And I guess the change makes it more functional as a separate piece, but it kind of makes it less good as the original thing I thought it was going to be. So this is the CB1 Photo Insert. It has these little magnetic receivers on the back, and it has snaps, half a snap on the front. So this is going to go in the top of the Boundary Errant. It goes in this area up here. As you can see, it's kind of thick. This is a 2-liter pouch. It has a nice YKK zipper around the side, hypalon zipper pulls, which are a pretty good zipper pull, honestly. Like, this makes a good zipper pull. It's not going to wear out. It's good stuff. And then inside, you have sort of, they have these dividers that come out. They have these very fine and kind of aggressive Velcro bits on the side, and you have this nice fabric on the inside. And so you can use this for like whatever size camera you're carrying around. You can, make those appropriately sized for whatever things you're putting in there. And so my idea was, and actually I should say, when they started, when I backed this thing, there was no lid on this. It was just sort of like a bucket. I was like, all right, that's cool. And they made it a little bit complicated. I think they might have increased the price just a little bit, but they made it so that you can zip it closed, and they added these little strap holder things on the top and a handle. So that makes this, you can use it as a sling. Like, they didn't actually give you a strap. I think they should have given you a strap. If they're making this, they're putting a lid on it, and they're putting all this stuff on it, like, they should just throw in a strap. That's like a couple of bucks. Throw that in, But they didn't. So it's kind of like becomes a camera bag that you can take with you. And so I guess the idea is that you travel wherever you're going with the Errant, you put this in the Errant while you're traveling, and then when you get to where you're going, you can take this just as you're on the go, like, it reminds me of like one of those bucket things that people take fly fishing to keep all their gear in. So nice shape, and all that jazz. And then when you're not using it, you kind of zip it up, and there you go. Now this could also be a toiletries bag, it could be any number of things. And it does pack flat. I actually it didn't come with any instructions, and there aren't any instructions on the website that I could find. And so it took me a while to figure out what's going on here. But this actually has parts. So when I got it, yeah, there we go. Those are good Velcro. It has this thing on the inside. It's got this. Like this came with it. I'm like, I don't know what this is. Maybe this goes in the bag as like goes on your hips or something. Because it was flat, I didn't know what to do with it. And so I had this kind of flumpity bag, and only the back of it has the fabric stuff on it, so I'm trying to stick these in there. I'm like, well, this is kind of crap. It doesn't work. But when you put this in there, let's see, which is kind of tricky because you got to deal with these little Velcro guys, and they are real aggro, and they want to stick to everything. Put this in here. Oh, no. Upside down. Great. So once you have that situated in here, actually, it's bigger than the bag is, which is kind of weird. I don't know why. Maybe there's another piece of equipment that this goes with or something, but this insert that gives it its shape and its rigidity is kind of too long by about an inch, honestly. Maybe slightly more. So that's kind of weird. But once you have it put together, it's a pretty nice little, carry bag. So I'm like, how do I put this in the bag? Let's just slap it into the Errant and see how it goes. So you get your Errant, and you open this guy up, and I was like, well, now I've got this lid, and this lid's just gonna live there and be silly. Well, the thing you do is it actually has a Velcro pouch up here, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. You can put your whatnots in there. But you don't put your whatnots in there. You put the lid of this box into there. So, let's, I'm going to time-lapse this because it's going to take too long. But, let's show you how it goes. Because you got to attach it to the back, you got to attach it to the front, you got to put the lid in here. Let's see. All right, so now I've got this attached inside. It's on the little nipple receiver guys here. I'm gonna tuck this tag back behind it. They should have put the instructions on the tag because there's no instructions on the tag. And now I've just got to get this into the top of this lid. This is hard because there's no give here, and if you put this in first, you can't get this stuff arranged right. And this top is got structure. So this is hard. Whew. There we go. All right, so let's zip up the back of this thing. I don't really need it all unzipped. So now, when you open the top of your Errant, you just have access to this camera bit, and you can't get to the bottom of the bag. Which actually, I think, is probably fine. Like, if I need to get to the notebooks or pens or whatever I have, this is where it ends, right here. And then there's another packing block that you can put in the bottom. But the main reason I wanted this was because I suspected that these nipple magnetic closure things would be kind of a pain in the ass, because I'm trying to get them into the slots and that sort of thing, but also this bag is flexible. So I figured having the hardness, the rigidity of this CB1 insert, which by the way is on sale now for $44.99. Usual price is gonna be $59.99, which is pretty high for this insert, but whatever. So I figured, having that in there would be great, and then it would make it easy to close. Here's the thing about that. With this in there, there's not enough slack to close this lid. Like, if I mush it down really hard, I can close that lid. And that's not coming open because there is so much tension on this thing now at the front. This lid is not long enough to put this CB1 camera insert in here. And then to open it is just you can't open it standing up. It just crushes your bag. So you gotta do that. And if you have this closed, like you zip this up, this is the zipper on the top, man, this is extra, like, I got one in, but now the other one, it goes to about here. Here. I don't like. I want to be able to close this thing. Now that it's closed, it seems good, and I mean, the bag looks a little bit odd because it's got a lot of structure up here and none down here, but you pack out the bottom and this will look fine. It's just, man. Oh, and when you do that, it also puts a hard shelf here for your bottle. So, like, I wish that this insert worked better, and I wish that this was longer. Like, if this was longer, I think a lot of my problems with this bag would be solved. But not all of them. Hold on just a sec. Let's show you what this looks like on. There. So here it is on. Go ahead and put our handy dandy sternum strap on. There we go. I'm about 5'10", about 240. So I'm broad across the beam here. But this bag hits right here. There's a lot of me on the other side of this bag. So if I was a smaller person, this wouldn't be as annoying. But as it is now, this is kind of uncomfortable where it hits. I don't like this rub when there's weight in here. It rubs here, and I don't like the feeling of it. The straps feel really nice. The back feels nice, but it's a little too narrow. So, biggest problems with this bag, like, all right, let's talk about pros first, because I mean, like, really, I really wanted to like this bag. Pros. Looks great. This thing looks awesome. It's made of quality materials. This Hypalon is just like so cool and slick looking, technical looking. You've got this x-pac, which is great, waterproof, slash resistant. It's great. I love x-pac. The weight is good. 3 pounds 5 ounces is not bad. I like the zippers. I like these little clips. I love this bottle pocket. I love this other stash pocket on the side for organizational stuff. That's like all the organization in this bag, except for in the laptop compartment. I like the clamshell. I like the laptop protection. Those things are all awesome. Oh, the price is good. At $159, this is not bad. That's not a bad price for all this cool stuff you've got on here. This is a lot of good materials, a lot of good craftsmanship. I feel like this is going to last forever. This handle is very nice. It's nothing super fancy. It's just kind of sewn over on itself, but it's the right size, and it's got the right amount of, like, got a good feeling to it. I like those. I think those bits are all good. But the bag, at 12 inches wide, it's really kind of narrow for my frame. And so if you're a person of a similar sort of frame, it's going to be too narrow for you too. The top opening is too small. It's too small to get at your stuff. It's too small to really use this CB1 Photo Insert. It makes opening and closing this thing kind of kludgy. They either need to make this longer and really commit to this like roll top aesthetic, and maybe give you a couple more attachment points down here for this. Like, just make this longer and give you a couple more places to put it. I don't know. There is a cool thing you can put on the front. Like, the accessories for this system are great. But the bag itself, this is too small. It doesn't have enough opening at the top. The zipper bit on the back, this little secret stash pocket thing, too small. I would be afraid to put anything in there because I would lose it. I have to, like, shaking my bag out to get it out of this secret compartment. That's not going to work out. The bottom pocket is a little flumpy on the inside. I wish there was a way to like mash that down other than just like putting stuff on top of it. And the magnets, man. The magnet systems mostly are a big pain in the butt and just not fun to use because it's hard to get those things unattached. And also, man, this CB1 insert is kind of a total fail for me. So anyway, this is the Boundary Errant. I like a lot of stuff about this bag, and I think like an Errant 2 with some of these things are addressed could be great, and I would be real into it. Just make it a little bit bigger, improve the access from the top, and then this would be great. As it is, this bag just isn't for me. But it's got so many cool things going in that I hate saying bad stuff about this bag, because darn it, it's so much fun in so many ways. Alright, so, thanks very much for watching. I'm Mike, this is Ink Dependence, this is the Boundary Errant. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and I will see you later. Peace out.